If you want to make me really happy, make my dream vegan Jamaican breakfast paratha, this is definitely the one to make. Hey, I'm Denai, and I'll be showing you how to make my dream Jamaican breakfast paratha. It has ackee, it's got plantain. Ackee is a national dish of Jamaica, normally served with saltfish, but instead I'm using cured artichokes, which have that salty, briny, flaky vibe that's gonna emulate that saltfish flavor. So let's get into the recipe. Ackee is like, for me, I make it for myself when I'm homesick. As soon as I have it, I just feel this like sense of calm. The ackee should shine here, so we've got all the usual suspects. Scotch bonnet, spring onion, and thyme. Like, I always have it on hand. I feel like it's the holy trinity of Jamaican cooking. I'm gonna chop up the spring onion whilst the pan is heating up. For me, the smell of onions cooking in oil and garlic is just like so inviting, and it's just the start of so many delicious dishes. So I'm also using red onion, but I just feel like the balance of both is really nice here. The infamous Scotch bonnet chili, so spicy, but I love it. It's fruity as well. We just want a little bit. We don't want to blow our heads off. It's just got such a unique flavor. It's my favorite chili of all time. The older I get, the more I crave really spicy things. So I literally just took a little bit of the Scotchy. So the pan's nice and hot. Get some red onions in there. Flaky salt. So you're just gonna let that soften a bit. I feel like growing up in Jamaica, you have such a strong connection to the things that are growing around you. A lot of my childhood, I was spent basically picking the ackee tree. I grew up with an ackee tree in my garden. The good times. So this is nice and caramelized. I'm gonna add the tomatoes, Scotch bonnet, of course, garlic, and then I'll go in with a bit of thyme. Oh, it smells so good already, wow. I'm gonna add in mainly the white bits of the spring onion. So you wanna save the tops, like that layering for me of allium flavor is like really wonderful. So before I add the artichokes in, I'm just gonna like, you see they're like really flaky. It has this kind of like flaky texture when you think about saltfish. Obviously it doesn't taste like fish, but it has that kind of briny, salty flavor. It really works well in replacement of the saltfish. Right, so the ackee in the tin is actually already cooked, because normally from fresh you'd actually have to boil it before you add it in. And all you kind of need to do is steam it, black pepper. You know what? I'm kind of thankful that I can only get fresh ackee in Jamaica. It's something like that where I'm like, I yearn for it, I look forward to it, and then when I'm finally there, I feel like it really hits the spot. So fresh ackee is like completely unmatched. All right, so it's looking really good. Everything's like gotten to know each other. Just gonna add a wee little splash of water, and then we're gonna add the ackee. It's just gonna steam it. It's really interesting. I don't think any other country, or that I know of, eats ackee. It has a very specific flavor and taste to it, but it's so creamy and it really works with the artichokes. I always top, look, seasoning, salt, and I top. And then you just want to pop the lid on and let the ackee steam. This is an ultimate Jamaican loaded breakfast paratha. So we've got to have some parathas, right? So paratha is like a flatbread basically, and there's lots of little layers and pockets of fat. Luckily, most frozen parathas are already vegan, which is like amazing, and it always comes in so clutch. Plus it takes like 2 minutes to cook, which is just like so ideal. So you just want to have like a hot frying pan, get it going. It's gonna do its own magic. Like, you just have to cook it on both sides until it's crispy, flaky, brown on each side. So the ackee is like steaming through. Basically, like I said, it's already cooked, so you're kind of just letting it come to temperature, basically. But it smells so good. The most important thing with ackee is that you don't want to crush it, and if anything, you just have to be super duper careful once it's done. Oh, it's so nice. So you can smell those like buttery, flaky goodness. You also know when it's ready, when it like fills up with steam like this. It's perfect. And then all that's left is the plantain, and we can load up our dream paratha. This is quite a ripe plantain, admittedly, but it just means it's going to be really nice and sweet and delicious. And in a dish like this, you want it to get sticky, caramelized, and it's going to add that sweetness to the ackee and the paratha, and it's just going to be like a marriage in heaven, basically. I'm going to cut off both ends, run down. Now, everyone has their preference on like how they slice. I definitely do on the diagonal. Now, plantain is something you can't stray away from the heat. Like, you have to keep an eye on it because you blink and then it's like basically burnt. So there's like nothing that plantain doesn't improve. Like, every dish is made better with plantain, basically. And what you're looking for is those little edges to get all golden. All right, so we want it to get nice and caramelized. For me, if I love you, I'd definitely make it ackee and plantain. That's like my love language for sure. And then you just want to hit it with some salt. Straight out the fryer so that it sticks to the plantain. So now it's time to plate up our dream paratha. Let's do it. Paratha down. Flaky, delicious, most perfect food. So I've got a bit of yogurt here. I'm gonna make a really delicious chili jam scenario. I love to use a lot of fermented ingredients like miso, soy sauce, because just I think it has that depth of flavor that I think a lot of vegan food kind of needs, you know? This chili jam, this is so good from Rustle Up. They use a lot of like leftover pickled chilies and it's so wicked. The chili jam in there. Bit of hot pepper sauce, which I'll also put on top as well. And it's just gonna like cut through like with the plantain, as you can imagine. Smear one side. Then we've got our ackee. So I'm gonna do some of it because I want the kind of layer, nestle the plantain in there. Some of the artichoke. Oh, they're gonna be so sticky and sweet and delicious. I'm gonna add one more because I'm a little bit greedy like that. Yum. More spring onion, like this, thinly sliced at the end. A bit of hot pepper sauce fiend. Just a little dab, just a little extra dab on top. If you haven't tried ackee before, I think this is like a really good start. It's so easy to make and whip up. The frozen paratha comes together in no time. And with the artichokes and all the little pockets of spice and creaminess, this is definitely the one to make. Normally with ackee and saltfish, traditionally, you'd have it with like hard food. You might have it with some hardo bread. I've chosen frozen parathas because I'm definitely mildly obsessed with it, but it's always in my freezer. And most importantly, you can just fold it over and eat it with your hands, which is my favorite way to eat. So now we're gonna tuck in. I'm gonna get a good bite of everything. It's so good. You get in the sweetness of the plantain, the creaminess of the ackee, the little pockets of heat from the Scotch bonnet. The artichokes work so well instead of saltfish. It's given that flaky, briny, deliciousness. This is like my dream Sunday breakfast. Make it for your mates. This is my dream breakfast paratha. I feel like it's so funny, like everyone's like, what does a girl want in their life? I feel like I want an ackee tree. So if anyone's secretly in love with me and wants to buy me an ackee tree, now's the time. Oh my God, please don't be in my DMs, that'd be so